Hi, everybody. It is Monday, August 5th. Boy, this year is just disappearing on us. First off, before I do anything, I just want to say my heart and my soul are with the people in the Southeast right now, Florida especially, but it looks like it could continue on from there with this incredible storm that's about to really nail them. I mean, I was listening to the news and they were talking that this is like a once in a thousand year kind of a thing. The amount of rain and flooding they're expecting is really catastrophic. So my heart's with everybody down there. I know we're going to be starting to tour there with Lyle starting late September. There's a lot of gigs in the Florida Southeast area. So I hope everything's okay for everybody down there. The first half of the tour went great. I've been out of touch a little bit since I got home. I've just been busting my ass getting the house in order and taking care of things that need to be done around here and reacquainting myself with the pups. It's really great. But it was great to get home and then turn around really quickly and ran to Nashville to spend a day with Reba and work with her. We got 3 really great tracks. And tomorrow I'm in the studio for cutting more tracks for Barbra Streisand. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to see Waddy on the session, and John Robinson is playing drums, and Greg Leitz will be playing guitar on it. So that should be a lot of fun for that. I'm looking forward to that. I thought I'd do a little music, though, today. I remember doing this album project. This was in 1980 with Allan Clarke, who was the original singer with the Hollies. And it was really great. I'll get into some little story about that, but I'm going to read a little bit about Allan here. So we have a little heads up what we're getting into. Harold Allan Clarke was born April 5th, 1942. It says he's an English rock singer who was one of the founding members and original lead singer of the Hollies. He achieved international hit singles with the group and is credited as co-writer on several of their best-known songs, including On a Carousel, Carrie Ann, Jennifer Eccles, and Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. He retired from performing in 1999, but returned to the music industry in 2019. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. Harold, they keep saying Harold Allan Clarke, and his childhood friend Graham Nash began singing together in Manchester while at school. They formed the Hollies in December of 1962 with Vic Steele on lead guitar, Eric Haydock on bass, and then in April '63 they added Tony Hicks replacing Steele on lead guitar, and Bobby Elliott replacing Don Rathbone on drums. In 1966, Bernie Calvert replaced Haydock as bass guitarist. The Hollies had Clarke as the original singer, but also played occasional guitar and harmonica. In the UK, they enjoyed 30 chart singles, plus 2 further chart entries with releases, 17 of which made the top 10. And it goes on a whole bunch of stuff here. It says, keen to launch a solo career due to Nash's success in Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Clarke left the group in '71. He was replaced by the Swedish singer Michael Rickfors, who was formerly with Bamboo. Clarke went on to release 2 solo albums. My Real Name is Errol in '72 and Headroom in '73. After Clarke left the Hollies, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress, the song from their original '71 album Distant Light, which he had co-written with Roger Cook and was on which Clarke sang lead and played lead guitar, became an international hit single, reaching number 2 in the U.S., their most successful single there ever, and 32 in the UK singles chart. However, the Hollies toured with Nash's replacement Sylvester, who assumed the lead vocals on performance on the single instead of Clarke. Rickfors left the group and Clarke rejoined them in '73. Their first single with him back in the fold was another of his songs, The Day That Curly Billy shot down Crazy Sam McGee. I don't even remember that one. A UK top 40 hit that autumn. Let's see. Clarke continued to record and release solo albums while remaining with the Hollies, although his solo career did not achieve much album or single chart success. He released several self-titled albums in '74. His next album, I've Got Time, in '76. He also performed lead vocals on Breakdown by the Alan Parsons Project. He left the Hollies briefly for a second time in March of '78 and made I Wasn't Born Yesterday, an album of original material mostly written with songwriter Gary Benson. It yielded a U.S. chart hit single, I Will Be Your Shadow in the Street. He returned to the group in August. Subsequently, solo albums included Legendary Heroes, which is the one I worked on with him, another largely original set with its UK title and track in running order change, The Only One. He followed with Best of Compilation. This final solo album was Reasons to Believe in 1990. Between 74 and 78, Clarke composed most of the original songs the Hollies recorded on a series of studio albums with Tony Hicks and Terry Sylvester. And then it said due in part to ongoing medical problems with his vocal cords, Clarke retired from the music industry in 1999 to care for his wife, who had received a second diagnosis of cancer. Clarke was replaced in the band by Carl Wayne, former lead singer of The Move. Wayne died in 2004. The Hollies continued touring and recording today with Peter Howarth as their vocalist. And March 15th, 2010, Clarke and his fellow Hollies members, Graham Nash, Tony Hicks, Eric Hydock, Bobby Elliott, Terry Sylvester, and Bernie Calvert were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2011, Clarke made a surprise appearance at a Crosby Nash concert at the Royal Albert Hall, where the two former Hollies performed Bus Stop. Having appeared on harmonica for Carla Olson's album, The Textones, in 2018, Clarke made a return to his solo career in 2019 with a new album, Resurgence. He announced in January of 2023 that he was working on his second solo album titled I'll Never Forget. It was released in April 7th of 2023. Graham Nash sings harmony on 7 of the 11 songs. So, I mean, that's a brief synopsis of Allan Clarke. It was a trip to be in the studio with him from the standpoint that I was a huge Hollies fan. I always loved it. And, spending so many years working with Graham Nash in solo albums and Crosby and Nash, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. It was really great to be a part of that whole situation too. But I'm going to play a couple of these songs, and let me give you some credits on this one first. Acoustic guitar on the album is Doug Rohne, Rohne, and Richard Bennett. I've done a lot of records with Richard over the years. The album was arranged by Allan Clarke, Richard Bennett, and Tom Hensley. Background vocals on this are Allan Clarke, Bart Bishop, Phil O'Kelsey, Randy Bishop, and Ron Price. Now, the thing that's interesting about that is it was produced by Spencer Proffer, who produced Billy Thorpe, and those guys were also the background singers on Billy Thorpe's Children of the Sun album. I shared the bass seat on this album. We swapped off between me and Mike Picaro, who I dearly miss. The great David Kemper is playing drums. On it, the electric guitars is Doug Rohne and Richard Bennett. Electric guitar solo was by Billy Thorpe on one of the tracks on here. Engineered by Larry Brown, who also did Children of the Sun. Keyboards are Tom Hensley. On it, lead guitar is Richard Bennett. Percussion, Larry Brown. Rhythm guitars, Doug Rohne and Richard Bennett, and produced by Spencer Proffer. We did this at Pasha Music, which was down on Melrose, just west of Gower. That was where we did Children of the Sun, and right next door to that was a place called the Astro Burger. And when we were doing Children of the Sun, I remember we were in the studio about 2 a.m. one night, and the whole building suddenly shook, and we thought it was an earthquake, and we went outside, and a drunk had driven his car into the Astro Burger, which was closed, of course, at that point. And the guy was still sitting in the car like it was at the counter, like he was going to order some food, even though he had just demolished the whole front of the building. It was, and then police came and took him. He was totally drunk. But yeah, it's a crazy world at times. So let's see. Let's go listen to a couple of tracks here and see what we've got. So this is, Alan, this is one called Slipstream. And again, this is 1980, Allan Clarke. So here we go. Also want to let you know I'm heading back out with Lyle Thursday of this week. We're playing Wolf Trap in Virginia on Friday night, and then we have a private function that he was hired to do on Saturday, and I'll be home on Sunday on that But the most important thing is this Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the Clubhouse. We're going to be doing our Clubhouse live stream. So all you Clubhouse members that can, please come join us there. I've missed that terribly. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm going to, as soon as I get back in town from the Lyles thing, my schedule opens up a little bit. And I'm going to get the one-on-ones going again. So I'll be taking care of that hopefully within like a week of that. So let's grab another song right here. What do we got here? This is called Legendary Heroes, which is one of the names of this album. It had different names in England and over here in the States, but it's pretty cool. So here we go. Allan Clarke, Legendary Heroes.
Teachers laying down the rules, but she'll never understand how Clarke could change to Superman. It's nice to be so young and free, escaping from reality. Legendary heroes never die. Legendary heroes coming to protect me from the night. Well, Spider-Man is the man that legendary heroes never die.
So that's it, Allan Clarke. There's a bunch of really cool tracks on this album, but I'm going to get running now. I have some stuff to do. Everybody goes, "Are you okay? You look a little tired." I am tired. We've been grinding like crazy, and I got home and it's hot as hell, and I'm doing tons of yard work. But I'm doing good. I'm really looking forward to Streisand tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. We had a great time on the first tracks that we cut, so this will be great. I think this is the second half of the album. So maybe I'll be able to grab a little footage tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. But for the moment, I'm going to wish everybody all the best, and I look forward to seeing my Clubhouse members on Wednesday, and we'll fill out more interesting things then. So I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later. Bye.